Yes, it did, Judith. How are you doing, dear? I did send you some things, and one, I emailed you a confirmation. I think one's supposed to get there tomorrow, and then the next one the day after. So if you check the email, it'll tell you the time. How are you doing, love? How's your mama? Oh, good. Hi, Katie. How are you doing, dear? So I'm showing you guys right now. Oh, that's good, Judy. I'm showing you guys right now what my desk normally looks like on a regular basis. So whenever I tell you that I have a mess, you'll believe me. So what I was doing today is I was going through some old things that I had of my dad's, and it was kind of, as they say, it wasn't really sad, but it just reminded me of the kind of things that he liked and he would pick up and keep. So I'll show you in a little bit what it is. Let me just get some things. Oh, yeah, I have, the one I really like is this one. This one's my favorite one. Oh, you can't see him. Let me put him over here. Whoops, her over here. I like chickens. You're welcome, Judy. Yeah, these I found in, these things are probably my mom's, but I don't know that they were originally hers because we used to do a lot of estate sales and things like that. So we would get, one of our favorite things to get would be sewing notions. So that might not be my mom's very, very long. Hi, Deb. How are you doing? I'm just showing everybody the truth about my desk being a mess. It's just a fact of life because I work through the chaos. Judy. So my art classes are have slowed down to one a month, so that's a lot better. And I think I can get more things done. Um, so I'm gonna show you guys a couple things tonight. And I want to do some journaling too. We had started that journal, and I have since rearranged some of the photos. I'm sorry, some of the papers, but I didn't bind it yet. I was going to wait so that we could look at it together. So what has everybody been doing? Anything exciting? Oh, yeah. We love our coloring, don't we? I haven't really gotten in the mood to color right at the moment. Maybe later. I got some really cute coloring books from Miss Southern Belle. She sent me the sweetest happy mail, and I thought it was so nice. So I'll show you then. I'm just trying to clean some of this off so that I can work. So these, like I was telling Katie, these are some pin cushions that I found. And the one I really, really love is the strawberry because it's actually emery in the middle. And so it's very hard. And I'm planning on in the near future doing, I'm still working out all the details right now, but doing a journal inside of a container, and I want to decorate the top of the container with things that are meaningful to me. And so I thought about these pin cushions because even though they may not have originally been Mom's, they're certainly something that's been part of our life for years. She used to sew my clothes and everything. And another thing is, so I wanted to do it on a theme of like sewing notions and things like that that I could put together. Old patterns and buttons and laces and trims and all that good stuff that I can use as well. So I'm planning on doing that. And the part for me is that I don't know if I want to incorporate just her things or also incorporate my father's things. So for my father, his things, I'll show you here. Let me move these buttons. I love buttons. I mean, you can give me a box of buttons and I can sit here for hours just because I love buttons. I used to buy buttons every once in a blue moon off of eBay, but I've been burnt a time or two, so I stopped doing that. Because what people will do often is they'll take the good stuff out and then sell you the rest, and that's frustrating to me because I want to have, you know, good stuff. I don't want to spend my money for junk. Oh, that's nice. That's so nice. My grandfather, neither of my grandfathers I didn't know either of my real grandfathers. I knew one of my step grandfathers, and I didn't care for him. He was not one of the lovey-dovey type persons. When we would go to visit my grandma, he would just sit there. I can't remember if he was just reading the paper or watching TV or what, but he wasn't really what a grandpa would be. Um, that's why when my kids were little, especially my daughter, she was very attached to my father. So for her, she had a really good life with her grandpa because my dad was retired and he just loved spending time with her. And then she got big and went to school. They didn't. They would. Mom would help me babysit my son. So my daughter. But she said, if you have another one, I can't babysit. So these are some of the things that. These are some more buttons that I. These are some of the things that Daddy kept. This is an old timey padlock. So we had this. And I'm not sure. I don't think any of these keys would match. But here's a key with a chain that I found. And I found a little tin. It's like a little ice cream truck or bus. I'm not sure which. I can't read any lettering on it, but it's really cute. And here's another little weird key that has two things on it. And here is a campaign button. And here is another campaign button, but you can't see what's on it. It's just kind of blurred out. And there are things that I don't know what were. This looks like it might have been off a pen or something, but I can see some faint writing. It's peeled off some here. So I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it would definitely be something I would keep as well. Oh, Deb, I didn't really have grandparents to spend time with. My grandma wasn't what you would call a real grandma, so it was just like a thing we would do to go see her. It wasn't really a lot of fun. Now, this one, I can tell that it has the word serve on it. So it's possible that it's maybe Salvation Army or something, because it looks like it has a Red Cross or something on it. And then here's this little tiny one that's like a bar clip. And you can see the beautiful green patina on it. I just love these kinds of things. And then I'm not sure, this is probably not old. It's brass or something. It's just a little tiny key. So those are the goodies I found for my father. Now, the padlock's very heavy, so I don't know that I'd really be able to put that on the outside of a box. But, assemblage is something that I've always wanted to try. Here are some metal buttons with a lady in a hat, and I think they're so cute. Let me show you close so you can see them. Um, and the those will look nice in a journal, I think. Hey Janet, how are you? It's so good to see you guys. If you can give me a thumbs up, I would love it. So this here, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but this is a cover that I made because I wanted to do the December ephemera challenge. And I took the pages that I had done the tutorial on for the wax, and I lined my inside covers with those. So here's the first one I did. And then here's the second one. And then I just have 4 signatures in here, and the signatures I made, I mean, they're pretty much different. I didn't want to make all my signatures the same. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is for making all your signatures the same style of paper, unless you just want to do it that way. I mean, I guess you could lay out 4 pieces of the same paper and fold them all so until and have them all match. But I didn't really want to do mine that way. And I also have a fear of trying to bind a journal with more than one signature. So I haven't attempted it yet. What I have right now, which I really like the idea of, it's called a Midori style. And it's kind of like if you were on Martha's Live not too long ago. She had something similar. But if you notice right here at the top, I don't know if I can show you so you can see, but what it does is it pulls down on the corner. And so for a soft cover junk journal, I don't know that this is exactly the best option. However, I may just go ahead and restring it and see what happens. One of the reasons why I like this Midori style is, let's say, so this piece right here is a piece of vintage sheet music that I had coffee dyed, and I'm going to make it be a pocket. So let's say I wanted to take this out and run it through my sewing machine. Well, with the Midori style, I can just slip it back in when I'm finished. So I think I'm going to restring it and not pull as tight. And I think I'm going to work with it like this through the duration of the month. And if it becomes a situation where I'm forced to sew them in, then I'll do it. What do you think? Do you think that's a good idea? I don't know why I don't. One other time, I think I tried to sew in 2 signatures and they were so wonky it wasn't even funny. So, no feedback on that. Okay. So, oh, another thing I wanted to show you before I forget. So, I had been, yes, Deb, that's actually what I did. But after I was done, I tied them all together. Um, and I think what I need to do is I really pulled too tight because the tutorial I was watching, it was like, pull tight, you don't want it to. So I think I pulled them really too tight. So I wanted to show you these really quick, and I need to get myself, I don't have any metal in here, but I got these. I got this surprise package from Miss Southern Belle. I'm not going to take all of them out. I wanted to put some on my mom's refrigerator, but she did these little diamond magnets for me. She did a Yoda. That cracks me up. She did a Pokemon. Who else did she do? Oh, here's some more. This one is, I'm not sure if this one is just a regular floral plant design or if it's supposed to be like a poinsettia, but it's a pretty pink. I really like it. And then this one is really beautiful too. So, what's this one? So it looks like she might have gotten these in a set and then hi April, how are you doing? I'm Jean. I don't know if I've met you. Maybe I met you on Martha's live before. But these are just some goodies that I got from a friend. And I wanted to share them with you guys. This is my mail. I need to get rid of that. Oh. Hey, chickadee. What happened that you changed to just April? Why didn't you say Mama Juju? Which is so cute. I love that. So this is my first time seeing diamond painting, and it's really, really pretty. So I don't know that I'm going to do it, but I can see the interest in other people doing it because it's so pretty. I just don't have the time to add another craft to my whole. Oh, okay. Are you all right? Oh, you're at work. Okay. Thank you, Judy. Yeah, they are really cute and oh. So let me get out some of the pages. So I remember we worked on this page, which was, I think, acrylic paint that we used through the dauber. These are just 2 pieces of packing paper, and I love to use packing paper in my, or paper bags in my junk journals. So we have that. And we have the envelope and this other small piece here. So those were some of the pieces we were using last time, I'm pretty sure. And let me see. I don't know if I have any other pieces laying here or not. I'm not sure if I put, okay, if I put that in. I don't know if I did, but it's cute. It might be too tall. We'll see. We'll see what else we have on here. And the cover that we were using was the one that I had colored with it was a felt cover that I had colored with solar paste. So let me see if I can find it. It was just right here. Okay. Phew, that was close. Yeah, me too. That's the way I feel. I have way too much stuff right now, and it's extremely unorganized. And some days I get so frustrated, I don't even want to stay in here. Because I have the personality that when I get extremely overwhelmed, I will just shut down. So yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. So these are this is a dictionary page that I used when I was doing some jelly printing, and I thought it was kind of pretty. I really need to do that because I can't even stand myself in here, like I said. Okay, so here are some of the pages that we were using. What is this? And why is it in here? I think they're chain extenders. Okay, so I'm thinking with the color of our journal going toward a more muted palette, I'm going to take this piece out because it's really dark. And this is the piece that I had put the leaf on, and I like that, so I'm going to keep it. And I have all these, so let me see. These are all, okay, this was a page that we had put the leaves on and had, it needed to dry, so it dried okay. it dried fine. This is just a small piece. And then we have this one that's a flip out. And this way, and this way. Let me see if that one piece of card, it's not really a thick cardstock, so it should be okay. And then here's our cover, which turned out pretty cool, I think. I mean, it needs something else definitely on the cover, but I think the solar piece came out pretty neat. So first of all, this piece, I'm going to go ahead and fold it up like this. I'm going to use a stencil to kind of take some of the stark whiteness away from this. And oh, April, you've been doing videos for a while. What's wrong? I know I stopped for a little bit and it was kind of weird going back to it, but it all works out. So this is just, I don't know if I showed you guys this crazy stencil. I used it in, yeah, it is a cool stencil. And I used it in my, my video where I did the wax. And I really like it. And I'm trying to find a dauber or something. You know what I'm going to try? I don't know if I can get to these without causing an avalanche. But let me see what color I have. Okay, this one. These are Dylusions shimmer sprays, and I really need to go back and remark some of them because they tend to get stained, especially when I'm doing a bunch of them at one time. They'll get stained on one side or something, and then you can still see what color it is, but I sometimes will use the empty bottles for something else. So I don't want to pick up something that I think is black and it turn out to be blue. So that's just another one of those organization things. One of those organization things that I am not good at. I don't think I ever have been. I mean, my desk at work when I worked was always nice and neat for the most part, except for when I was clipping coupons. I went through this stage where I clipped coupons and had all these coupon inserts everywhere. I don't think hot pink's gonna go in a fall journal, girl. Now my stencil's all ugly. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry. And we'll make it into a pocket, and then I'll bind the journal so you guys can see how. I need to find here's a paper towel. So I really get worried about my friends when I don't see them. So I haven't seen Martha. I hope she's doing okay. I was supposed to go live with her on Sunday, and me either, Deb. I was supposed to go live with her on Sunday, and I just totally forgot because I had a Zoom call for my art class, and I don't know why. I just totally forgot. So she sends me a message. She's like, "Are we going live or not?" And I'm like, Martha, I forgot that I was supposed to do that. So maybe she's mad at me for doing that. Okay, I'm going to fold this up right here. And fold it over here. And stick this somewhere in the middle. Or somewhere that we think it looks good. I think it'll look nice in between these, somewhere around this brown paper. So I'm going to put it, oops, it's going to have to be a flip up now because I'm not going to refold it and make it all messy. Okay, so we're going to put it in like that. All right, for binding, I pretty much wing my binding. And what I mean by that is I don't measure a whole lot. I hate measuring. It causes me anxiety trying to measure things because I measure things and then they don't come out right, and then I get frustrated. So then I think, well, I'm just going to go back to doing it the way I do it anyway. So now the nice thing with this wool felt cover is that it's kind of stretchy. So you need to have a needle that's kind of large so that you can put your waxed thread through. Wax thread certainly works better, but I have used just regular seam binding. I have used just regular string. You can use whatever you want to use. It just has to be strong enough to hold the book together. So This is an awl, which you guys probably already know that this is an awl. And then this is what we're going to use to poke the holes through. I had my blue binding thread here. I didn't really want to use blue, but that may be the color I end up using. Let me check one other place. Yeah, I know. I have had so many. I'll have cut something the way that it's instructed, or whatever, and then I turn around and here it's not cut the right way. So let me just go through my pages really quick and make sure I don't have any upside down, because that would bug me after it was already bound. Okay, it looks like we should be good. So you just kind of make sure everything is in the middle so that when you do your holes, it's going to grab everything. And you can also use, for example, when you find your middle, which is right here, once you have your journal the way you want it, and let me just make sure real quick that these smaller pieces are somewhat in the middle. I don't mind if one's up higher than the other one, just so that I grab it when I use. So you can take some clips and just kind of clip this part so you know it won't move on you, which is very helpful. Where do I still have black paint? Oh, must be in my imagination. Okay, so I'm just going to do this the way that I think is easiest. So, because this is a smaller book and there's also not that much that we need to hold together, some people will measure, one or two or three lengths of the actual book before they do this. I don't do that either. So again, that measuring thing. So I just measure what I just use what I think I'm going to need, and I make sure it's generous enough that it will go through properly. So what you want to do is you kind of want to eyeball it, and you want to put a hole here right through, and you want to put a hole here, and that should go all the way through to the felt. And then once you have these pretty much even, so if you look at them on this brown paper, they're pretty much the same distance from the end. And then you put one in the middle. Okay? So depending on where you want your string to be is where you start. So if you want your string to be in the middle where you tie it, then you start from the inside. If you want your string to be on the outside where you tie it, then you start from this direction. So because I like to see a nice clean binding right here, I will start at the middle, and then I'm going to go up here. I don't know why this one wants to give me trouble. And I'm going to go up here to the second hole, And I'm going to pull it out. And you want to pull it relatively tight. Now you do have this piece, and just so that the knot doesn't decide that it's going to pull through, I'm going to kind of hold it with my other hand here. So I'm pulling it taut. I'm going back in the middle here. If I can get that way, let me just make sure the hole's open enough. Oops. Okay, so I'm going through the hole, back through the middle hole. And let me pull the tail. And so you have that initial stitch right here. And then you have that initial stitch right here. So then you go through the bottom hole. And then you want to go back in the middle. And then this should be the end. But I don't know what I did wrong. But anyway, I'm just going to go back through the bottom. And then I'm going to go up to the top again. And this is probably the wrong way to do it, but you guys can see that maybe I made up a new pamphlet stitch. And then back through the middle again. And all this really did, by going back up and back and forth, is allowing you to have enough strength in that cording to bind your book. So if we open it up now and we lay it down, now this book is, we know it's rustic, right? So it's going to have some unevenness and some inconsistency simply because it's a junk journal. So if we open it up and we start to flip through the pages, we can see where it's really nicely bound. Okay, so we can see that we grabbed pretty much all the pages. Some of these small ones only got 2 holes instead of 3, which that's okay. That doesn't bother me. So that's probably because they were shorter. And we have all of our pages nice and bound and ready for embellishing. And then here's the middle. So the reason why I wanted my string to be on the outside is because I wanted to be able to bead something on this, or add, I can add beads, I can add charms, dangles, whatever. And there I have a tail that I can use then to do that. So that's the binding method, more or less, which I think they call it a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. You may look online and see that there's a different method for doing that. That's okay, because, I'm Jean and I do things Jean's way. And as long as Jean's way works, I'm fine with it. So I hope that gives you an idea of how to just take some everyday papers and stain them up, or put them together and get a really cool effect for a journal. April, yes, I am like that. I am so like that because I can watch a tutorial a bunch of times and think I've got it, and then I'll come back and I don't have it. And so I'm like, okay, let me just adapt this to myself. There's something else I wanted to show you guys. I had and I don't know where I laid it. And I don't know where you all are, but it got warm again, and I'm really mad about that because I don't like the heat. So I'm kind of mad about that. Okay. So this is the journal cover that I had probably shown you guys last time. I don't remember, but this was some texture paste, and I put it on the base of the cardboard, and some of the cardboard you could see the corrugated pieces, so it went into the crevices. And then I took a very it's actually, I'm not sure if it's called melted chocolate. I think that's the one I used. It's just a brown spray, and I sprayed it brown. And then I added some little tiny pieces of gold leaf. And I also added, this is a flower that I made out of some vintage linens. This is a little piece of lace under here. And there's some cheesecloth. And there's a butterfly. And I really love this cover. So now I have to find what I'm going to put in it. And I haven't decided if I'm going to leave it like this or if I'm going to cut it off and bind it with ring binding. Thank you, Janet. It's a lot more in my wheelhouse because not the texture paste and leaves thing, but like these types of things like buttons and the lace and the floral, that kind of stuff is definitely in my, my design aesthetic, if there is such a thing. And then, Deb, here's a butterfly for you. So there is my page that I've just recently finished. And I don't know what else to show you guys. Let's see. I know what I wanted to talk to you about. So one of the fun things, if you get any type of magazine in the mail, one of the fun things you can do, thank you, Deb, is use your magazine images and you can make an entire, sorry, that was a very big crack. You can make an entire junk journal out of magazine images. Now, you do have to have the base journal. You do have to have your cover, but you can take some of the magazine images that you find and you can really make a cool journal with them. So this is an image that I found that I thought was quite interesting. And I thought this would make a very cool journal piece. And then you also want to look for things that are like shapes and colors. Thank you, Deb. So even though this particular image is blurred, you can use that. And then I love these pages here. So this one with the 2 telephones, and that would be cute. And this big flower. So there's all kinds of things. You can even use, like, for example, these pieces here that are different colors. That would make a really cool tag. So you can cut out a tag shape from this or make a pocket from it. You can even use the part of her dress if you want to. So that's really cool. Anything that shows texture can be used for pockets and can be used for all kinds of. Now this is one of my favorite magazines. It's called Bliss Victoria, and it has a lot of gorgeous pictures in it. And this is the Belle Isle Estate. So here you have these 2 amazing pictures. Wouldn't they make, so let's say you have your base paper for your journal and you would just put these on there, and then you could even do some light stamping if you have a little butterfly, or if you can draw well, put birds in there. You can do all kinds of things with magazine images. You just need to back them with some cardstock or something that would create some stability. You can make them be journaling cards. Look at this here. Isn't this gorgeous? Okay, April. So this is just really gorgeous right here, where I don't know if that's red ivy or what that is that's growing up here. Let me see if it says. But these make such beautiful look at this. So this is a really big page for a journal, right? So you could just use the center of that and you could get a lot of the floral. This would be a great journaling card. These would be great journaling cards or pockets. I love lilacs. They're so beautiful. And then another thing you want to keep in mind is anything that's artistic. So if you're looking here, you could use part of this piece because it's an artist's rendition of something. I don't know. Mother yelling at her children or something. And then even this really fancy chandelier, and here's a bust. So such beautiful, something like this would make a great tuck spot. Such beautiful imagery that you can find in magazines. Look at this. It's like a cabbage that's made out of porcelain or something and has little eggs in it. That's beautiful. Peter. Peter and a rabbit. So what's everybody working on tonight? What's everybody doing? Besides April, who's checking out. Clocking out, I mean. I love this wallpaper. Isn't that? My daughter would have this wallpaper in a heartbeat. Like in her kitchen or somewhere. She loves plants, of course. So go through your different magazines and see what you have. See what you can find. See if there's anything worth. Like I love this right here. This would make a really cool tag. This part of her background. Even this one with the bushes. Creating, faux, you mean postage stamps? Yeah. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if I have anything on my desk tonight that doesn't belong, which personally is probably everything doesn't belong on here. Nothing belongs on here. Deb, is that this weekend? Or next weekend? I forgot. Oh, tomorrow. Yeah, I keep forgetting that today is Saturday. Oh, and you know the really cute perfume bottles? These make really nice tags as well. So if you're interested in more about how you can use magazine images for your junk journaling purposes, a great tutorial, and actually it's the only one that I've seen like it, is the one by Natasha from Treasure Books. That woman is amazing, and it just really impresses me of the amount of things that she can come up with. I love this room. This is really pretty. The amount of things that she can come up with to design at one time. So yeah, she's really in a class by herself, isn't she? What I like about her, which is different from any other artist, I think, I've never seen her use a printable. Never seen her use a printable in her work. She uses magazine images. She uses all kinds of stuff, and not and um she doesn't have to use anything that's pre-made. And I love that about her. I mean, she uses brads and she uses your standard things, but aside from that, usually she doesn't use any printables at all. So I really like her style. I like her style. I don't necessarily want it to be my style. I just wish I could produce the amount of things that she does in such a short amount of time, because it really feels like she's fast. So here are some tags that I made. Is there only one? Oh, here's the other one. Tags that I made with my magazine image. So I just put it on white cardstock, and these were some. I'm pretty sure they were wallpaper samples that were on a page. And here it shows a couple, and here's the other part of the moth one. Have you guys been noticing the popularity of moths lately in our art, or is it just me? Deborah, you getting ready for your fair? Yeah, Janet, I noticed it and I thought that's really cool. So I'm going to come up with some moths. I can draw moths, but I want to come up with some fabric moths that'll be fun to make. You'll stick with butterflies. Yeah, butterflies are cuter, but for some reason the moths are popular again. Well, I wish you lots of um, success with your show, your sale. And is it 2 days? We used to go to something that's called the Color Fest. And I used to go and I used to set up, and it was fun, but it got to the point where it was more work than it was fun. So I kind of gave up. Oh no, Deb. It'll go good. It'll go good. Um, we'll all be sending out some good vibes for you so that everything will be good. Yeah, it is a lot of work. And the thing with we had a tent, and the thing with ours, it's not really, well, ours looked like a tent because it had a back as well, but it's really um, it's like a canopy type thing. And one of the things that well, my friend, what she would do, who would be beside us, is she would take everything down and load it up, and then come the next morning and open everything back up again. And my husband and I were like, that's way too much work. So the first time we stayed the night and watched everything, and not one person came around. We just slept in the truck, and so we didn't worry about it then. I think there are probably security guards that are on staff, but really there's not a whole lot you have to worry about, I don't think, unless you have something super valuable. Yeah, I can understand jewelry would be, something valuable, but it's depending on where it is. I live in a very rural area, and we used to not even lock our doors. We do now, but you know, you have to now because you just don't know. And we live near the railroad tracks, and you don't even want to think of things that could happen, but they do. So, well, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I am not enjoying this warm weather. I want it to cool off again. So, I'm going to go and talk to my hubby and see what he's doing. I was giving him instructions for helping me do a project I need for my art class. So I don't know how keen he was on that, but you're welcome, Deb. I hope it was a little bit of a distraction for you. Thank you, Janet. I hope you do too. And I'm sure I'll be back soon. I plan to be back Sunday, barring any unforeseen occurrences. My health goes up and down from day to day, so I am going to start pre-scheduling Sunday afternoons, but and my sale I was going to have, I couldn't have it because I didn't have any help getting all my stuff out. But I got some stuff out today, so I should be cool. All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks for spending time with me too. Bye for now.